Good morning to everyone. Welcome to Southwest Flavor. Hope you're all having a great week this week. It's a hot summer week, which is something that I enjoy. But that's because I'm in the air conditioning business, so it just feels like money.
Yeah.
Welcome, Kristen. We are talking with Kristen Sharp of the Oro Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. We're talking about the weather this morning, and I absolutely love the hot weather.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell people that my spirit animal is a lizard. And anytime I walk out of an air-conditioned building, love the air conditioning, Ron.
Sure.
But anytime I walk out of an air-conditioned building and just feel the sun on my skin, I'm just like, oh, that feels so good.
Really?
Love it.
I think
love
I
it.
was like that when I was younger, but I've spent so much time in the
Yeah.
sun
Mhm.
that now I it or
Mhm.
or I wear a lot of clothes except
Yeah.
for, pants. I don't wear pants.
Mhm.
I have to
No
wear
pants,
shorts.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think I'm making up for all of those Missouri winters.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Missouri, did you get a lot of snow where you're at or
It depended on the year.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
so sometimes we would have like huge blizzards
Oh,
and
wow.
like inches and inches, like feet of snow. But that wasn't terribly common. We'd usually get just like a little bit of snow every year. We'd go
Okay.
sledding, but still it was always cold and
Yeah.
we always had ice to scrape.
And you'd have to drive on it too.
And we'd have to drive on it. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That'd be the big thing, I think, for me. It's
Mhm.
just, getting your driveway cleared and then driving to work or
Yeah.
school or whatever.
Yep. So I'm going to enjoy this Arizona heat as long as I
Of
can.
course. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's nice. I mean, you can go out early in the morning or later in
Mhm.
the evening, and it's nice. Even if it's 100 degrees in the evening, if you
Mhm.
don't have that sun beating down on you, it feels completely
Yes.
different.
Yeah, we went to the splash pad at Naranjo Park yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and of course it was so hot yesterday.
Yeah.
But there was a breeze, and my children were shaking. They were so cold. They were wet. Obviously, like the water was cold, and then the breeze coming through. Even though it was over 100 degrees, they were still, like little goosebumps all over them.
Yeah, the groundwater's still cold right now, so all the pool
Yes.
water's cold. That probably won't warm up for another 3 or 4 weeks because
Yeah.
that ground has to keep on, staying hot,
Takes
staying
a
warm.
while.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it takes a while.
Mhm.
It really does. So tell us about the Oro Valley Chamber.
Well, we have an exciting new thing happening this summer, which,
right.
So I was really pleased that you asked me on the show today to talk about it. It's very fitting Southwest flavor. We are promoting restaurants in Oro Valley.
Perfect.
Yes. So typically for restaurants, the summer is really hard, especially in a community like Oro Valley where we have a lot of winter visitors.
Yes.
So they are all headed back to cooler temperatures.
Right.
And the restaurants struggle and
Big time.
Big time.
Yeah.
And they saw it fast this year. We've heard from a lot of restaurants that said, we usually don't see the slowdown until mid to end June.
Really? That late?
Yeah.
Wow.
But
okay.
now, they said like mid-March. I'm sorry, May. Mid-May.
Mid-May? Okay.
And it was dead.
Yeah.
And so they've started struggling a little bit earlier this year. So we have a promotion called Locals Eat Local. And we are trying to get everybody in the restaurants as much as possible.
Right.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do people participate in this?
So it is a sticker hunt primarily.
Cool.
We have worked with a U of A, a local Tucsonan U of A artist, and she created, her name is Maya Martin. Thanks, Maya. She created 20 limited edition stickers that we hid. I mean, they're not really hidden. They're at the front counter, but we hid them at 20 different restaurants.
You have to go to the location.
And you have to go to the location to find your sticker. So we're not telling people which sticker is where. There are some really cool ones. There's like really cool like Gila Monster. We've got a cool view of Push Ridge. And if you want those stickers, you have to go to the restaurants and find where they're at.
Okay.
Yeah. So 20 different stickers, 20 restaurants. You can find the list. We've partnered with the town of Oro Valley because they have an app as they have developed their new tourism department. They have an app called Explore Oro Valley. And we are using that app to track, to give people information about where to go and also to track if you've made a purchase. Because if you spend $20 or always more, at 5 different restaurants,
right?
you get a prize from the chamber.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've worked with a chamber member called Southwest Solutions, and they got us some really cool prizes. We have a cutting board that's in the shape of Arizona, and it's got, it's detailed. It's got like cities and pictures, and it's really cool. And it's got a little heart around Oro Valley. And we also have created an Oro Valley hat and a cloth bag that has Locals Eat Local on it. And so that's like the hat bag combo. So you can either choose between the cutting board or the hat bag combo once you spend at least $20 at 5 different restaurants, and you track it in that Explore Oro Valley app.
Oh, okay. All right. That's great.
Yeah. So we actually have had, I think, 4 or 5 challenge completers already who have come into the office to grab their prizes. Our first winner happened in less than 4 days.
Wow.
I know. I was shocked. So we get an email when somebody completes a challenge. We get an email that says, hey, you've got a challenge completer. And he saw the promotion at Handel's Ice Cream. He stopped in for ice cream.
Right.
He saw it there and he's like, oh, this is pretty cool. So he pretty much immediately went to 4 more restaurants and spent $20 at 4 more restaurants because he wanted the cutting board. And he's a U of A student. He graduated from Ironwood Ridge High School.
Nice.
And so he's
a local Oro Valley resident, grew up there, saw all the different businesses, and wants to help them flourish.
Yes. And he came into the office and I wanted to have a conversation with him. I was like, hey, like, why did you like all of a sudden, what was your motivation behind this? He's like, well, it's summer and this is something fun to do and I wanted to do it. He's like, but also it helps support the community, which is awesome, he said. I was like, yeah, you're right. It is awesome. So thank you. Thanks for supporting the community. So we took his picture and put it in our newsletter, and so gave him a little shout out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's always good. I'm sure he didn't even expect that.
No, yeah. So it was really fun, getting to chat with him and learn more about him. And, it's heartening to see somebody who, he's maybe 20, he's going to be a sophomore at the U of A.
Okay. Yeah.
And, he's studying business. He's double majoring in 2 different business information management or something like that.
But he understands how things work.
Yes. And it's so heartening to see that and see somebody at that age who cares already, about seeing their community flourish. And I feel like one of the things that our chamber really, really tries to do in everything that we do is try to make that connection for people between when your businesses are thriving, when you are going to your businesses in your local community, you are doing so much for the entire community.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, I can talk about that for days and days and days.
I know that one of our comments with the Oro Valley Chamber that I've heard several times is it's just such an inviting and friendly chamber. When there's someone that's new, that's a guest, maybe they have a brand new business or they're brand new to the area, or it's an established business, but they're just coming to check out the chamber. We're very inviting, come in, shake hands, welcome them in. Maybe there's some food and drink that's there at the networking event and just, welcome them in.
We, and I love hearing that. That's so that's heartwarming for me because that means we're doing our job.
Right.
And we try really hard. We have a list of 15 ways to maximize your membership. And we give that out to everybody. And on it says, schedule a meeting with Kristen or staff. And so we always try, we have, 500, anywhere between 550 and 600 members at any given time.
Right.
That's a lot of people.
It is.
And we, if somebody wants to have a meeting with one of us, we set it up, one-on-one. We spend that time. We talk about their business individually and their concerns because we want them to be seen and heard. Everybody has different issues.
Yeah.
And it's our job to help uncover those and keep all of those in our brains. And as we find people who can help to make those connections.
Exactly. As a small business owner, a lot of us have the same issues. And a lot of times we can lean on each other or just ask each other, what did you do in this situation? How are you handling this situation?
Yeah, and I may not have the answer. I haven't run a restaurant, so I don't know all of the answers to running a restaurant. We have a member, Bloom Tea Wellness. They are opening in the Oro Valley Marketplace. I'm so excited.
Okay.
It's a tea shop, so they're going to have like a tea shop. It's going to be like really cool, like not just where you can buy like the loose leaf tea, but like sip tea and relax. But they also have a wellness component, and the owner is I should know this. Certified counselor, therapist, something. So they have a mental health component as well. So you can come and sip your tea and then have a session, and
just have a relaxing environment in there.
Yes. So for them, she understands all the components for the mental health part of it, right? But she's like, I've never owned a restaurant before. Like, do you have any advice? And I'm like, I sure don't have any advice. But I can connect you to Josh Bishop, who runs Fork and Fire and all of the other things that he runs.
Yeah.
And you guys can chat and he can answer your questions. And he did. He reached right back out. And, so that's how I feel like a chamber really maximizes our membership is by connecting. She may not have, in Fork and Fire, by the way, is also in the marketplace, but they may not have ever connected.
Right.
So,
and they're not in any way in competition with each other.
Not in any way in competition.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that they got to get together and share best practices and all the things.
Yeah. I remember way back when I was starting in the chamber, the Oro Valley Chamber, probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And Dave Perry would see me at a networking event. He'd come grab my arm and say, hey, I want you to go talk to this person.
Yep.
And he'd drag me across the room. But it was to get those connections. He's like, this is someone that I think would benefit you to talk to.
Yeah. And I try to make that a point. So I got a new name tag recently. And it says Kristen Sharp. And instead of saying Kristen Sharp, President CEO, it says Kristen Sharp, how can I help?
Oh,
and
nice.
That is my new mixer name tag, because what I really try to do for at least one person is I grab them and say, who do you need to meet today?
Right.
And hopefully that other person, is there, or that other industry say, I really need to meet a banker,
sure. Or a realtor,
or
and
so then I'm
person.
like, let me see. Yes, this person is a realtor. Let me introduce you.
Right.
So we're trying to do that. We also have ambassadors who are really good at that. So
yes, they do a lot of the legwork. They're out there doing all the things that are unseen to everyone else.
Yes.
A lot of the setting up, a lot of the calls, a lot of the, just making sure that things run smoothly.
Yes, and our ambassadors are fantastic.
They are.
And so they're at our mixers, and their main job at our mixers is to make everybody feel welcome.
Yeah.
And introduce people to others. And, we put stars on the name tags of new members or somebody who may be a longtime member, but they're just getting back into like the mixer world. They haven't been into it. So our ambassadors know, they find the stars and they interact and they, introduce them to other people. So, yeah.
That's
all
a good
part of
idea.
Feeling welcome.
That's a good idea, because the networking mixers, they can be scary to people, especially you walk into a room and there's 100 people there and you might only know one or two, or you don't know any at all.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of figure out how you're going to approach people and what you're going to talk about.
Yeah. To be honest, Ron, they can be scary for me sometimes too. It just kind of depends on, what's happening. Everybody has different things happening in their lives at different times, right? And if I'm kind of touched out for the day, when I go to a mixer in the evening and there's a lot of people, I'm like, whew, I just kind of have to take a breath. It's a little bit scary for me to dive back in, but you do, and then you warm up and it's wonderful. So yeah,
definitely. Let's take a quick sponsor break, and we will be back in just a couple minutes with Southwest Flavor.
Great.
In Marana, community isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And at the heart of it all is the Marana Chamber of Commerce. We are building a thriving community through connected business leadership. We start the month bright and early with Marana Mornings, sparking real conversations and connections. We celebrate growing networks at our fourth Tuesday mixers, hosted in exciting spaces. We unite visionaries and leaders at Impact Marana, driving meaningful progress together. We look ahead with Marana Insights, hearing directly from regional voices about what's next for our town. And we serve, through the passion of our board of directors and ambassadors, creating a culture of belonging through service and leadership. Because of our members, we're not just doing more, we're becoming more. Together, we're shaping the future of Marana. We are the Marana Chamber of Commerce.
Looking for a delicious meal or a place to cater your next event? Visit Tucson Tamale Market, located at 7286 North Oracle Road. They're a family-friendly restaurant and market offering authentic tamales and local products. Don't miss their summer bi-weekly specials. Try a new $10.99 meal special every couple weeks. Planning a special event? They've expanded their catering menu and are offering 15% off all catering orders through May 31st. Just use the code GRAD25 at checkout.
Shipping packages is a facet of modern commerce. At Tucson Pack and Ship, we work with major delivery companies to make sure your goods get where they need to go. In addition to shipping, we also offer private mailboxes, notary services, and document shredding. We'll also safely pack your valuable items. Tucson Pack and Ship, Tucson's one-stop packing and shipping source.
Like heat and air, we're in a state of disrepair.
The summer is hot, but you don't have to be hot. Your air conditioner works hard to keep you cool all summer long. Call Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to keep your air conditioner running in tip-top shape for the long, hot summer. Our highly trained technicians will provide peace of mind knowing that you will be comfortable throughout the hot weather. Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, keeping you cool all summer long. 520-492-0748.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
If you ever have water damage or mold, your only call should be to Steamy Concepts.
Yeah, but what if the insurance company says to hire someone else?
Nope, Steamy Concepts works for you and not them.
The internet has tons of options.
No way, you don't gamble with water damage.
But the handyman knows a different guy.
Absolutely not. No way, you just call Steamy Concepts today.
But some companies are cheaper.
And you get what you pay for. You don't want to mess with water damage wannabes.
We're calling Steamy Concepts today.
All right, we are back. You're watching Southwest Flavor. We're talking with Kristen Sharp of the Oro Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Hi.
Do you want to tell us the 20 restaurants that are on
Yes,
that
I would
program?
love to.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got my app open, Explore Oro Valley app. And on it, there's a challenges tab, and you just go into the challenges. And it says locals eat local. And here we go. In reverse alphabetical order, because we always do everything in alphabetical order. We were talking at Wow Wow, and he was like, I'm at the bottom of the list.
Oh, that's true.
And I was like,
yeah.
You know what? We'll do it reverse alphabetical order for you this time. So in reverse alphabetical order, Wow Wow Lemonade, The Views Restaurant, which is up in Sun City, Tohono Chul Garden Bistro. Make sure you get a prickly pear margarita.
Oh, nice.
Tucson Tamale, brand new member of the chamber. Savaya Coffee Market. Rosati's Pizza Sports Pub, that's up in Rancho Vistoso. Peachway Frozen Yogurt and Gelato, Panera Bread. So, and I'm going to go back to Rosati's because there's a Rosati's on Ina, but there's also a Rosati's up on Tangerine and Rancho
Are they different
Vistoso.
owners?
It's the same owner.
It's the same owners, okay.
But it's only the one Oro Valley location.
Gotcha.
The Panera in Oro Valley, they're on Oracle, Oracle and First. OV Pizza and Pints, Lambert and La Cañada. Oranju just opened in Oro Valley. It's at Oracle and McGee beside Mama's Pizza.
Oh,
and it is fresh squeezed juices. It is amazing.
Very nice. Nice and refreshing for the summer.
Yes, they've got smoothies. They've got a whole bunch of stuff. I like to get the ginger snap.
Oh.
Gives me energy all day. It's crazy. Blows my mind. Maybe it's a mental thing, but whatever. I'll take it.
Yeah, but you like it, so.
But I like it, yeah. Noble Hops, Nautical Bowls, La Hacienda, Just Kebab, Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Yum.
Yeah.
Fork and Fire, DeBella's Brunch and Booze, which hasn't been opened very long, but they're doing a great job. Cheers to You Nutrition. But and that is also, they do like smoothies, like nutritional shakes. They are in the Safeway Shopping Center at Tangerine and Rancho Vistoso as well.
Oh, okay.
Carrabba's Italian Grill and Breadsmith. Was that 20? All 20, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure was.
That's a great list.
Yeah.
We have some work to do.
We do. I was talking to the mayor of Oro Valley, Joe Winfield, and he and his wife have literally put these restaurants on their calendar so that way they can, hit them, make sure they're hitting them throughout the summer.
That's a great idea to have some date nights.
Yeah, it is.
You can schedule some date nights. You can go support some local restaurants.
Exactly. Yeah. So when you're there and after you've spent $20 or more, you just go to your app, you open the restaurant that you're in, and then you select scan QR code. And then it'll allow you to scan the code. Just ask your server. If you're not in there, if you've somehow gotten a QR code and you're trying to scan it, and you're just trying to scan it, it won't let you. You have to be in the restaurant.
Oh, good.
It's geofenced.
It's geofenced. Okay.
We've got you.
And this program is open to everyone. You don't have to be a resident of Oro Valley.
Yeah. So we saw that comment.
Right.
Somebody was asking if you have to be a resident. You absolutely do not.
Right.
Please, everybody, come on up to Oro Valley. Experience our restaurants this summer.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you. And I would say do it early because we have a limited supply of those really cool prizes that I talked about, the cutting board and the hat bag combo. So once we're out, unfortunately, but we've got plenty right now.
Right.
We've got plenty of stickers. We have 600 of each sticker.
Oh, okay.
600. So, they're at 20 different restaurants. So what's 600 times
20?
20.
Oh, yeah. 12,000?
12,000.
Yeah.
So we printed 12,000.
That's a lot of stickers.
We, there is a wonderful, wonderful business here in Oro Valley called Miles Label Company. They are a primary employer. Most people don't know about them.
No.
They print labels upon labels upon labels. They print labels that go on fruit, like strawberry cartons.
Oh, okay.
They print labels that go on medical devices. They print so much. They print, you know what? They print a lot of beer can labels.
Oh, for craft beer, probably.
Yes,
yeah,
they do. And there's one like local craft beer that is super popular that I saw, and I was like, "Oh, you print theirs?" And now I can't remember what it is. But they do so much cool stuff, and they printed our stickers for us.
Okay, good.
Yeah, again, we're utilizing local people and practicing what we preach. So
right. So real quick, we probably have about 3 or 4 minutes left.
Yes.
Let's talk about your event that's coming up in just 2 days.
Yes, 2 days. We have our scholarship breakfast. So our chamber has a 501c3 associated with it, a foundation. So we have the Oro Valley Chamber Foundation, and they give out $30,000 of scholarships.
Wow.
Last year they did, and this year as well, to 20 students. And those honestly are primarily funded by businesses who are making donations to fund those scholarships. So it's fantastic. And on Thursday, we have our scholarship breakfast at El Conquistador Tucson, a Hilton Resort, 10,000 North Oracle Road. And we will be giving out the scholarships there, recognizing the recipients and the donors of the scholarships. Their families will be there, and we take a microphone and we walk the crowd, and we have each recipient talk about their lives, just briefly, what they want to do, why maybe they have chosen that career, and a thank you to maybe the people who have helped get them there.
Yeah. And
our scholarships, a lot of them are given based on need. It's performance and need. It's a whole bunch of things.
Right.
And so we have, some people who their stories are truly touching.
Oh, yeah.
And it is a wonderful, wonderful experience. It's a breakfast.
Yeah.
And so
there's still tickets available.
Yes, there are still tickets available, and I invite everybody to come. It's a delicious breakfast. B, it is such a wonderful cause. These kids, a lot of them, it's a $1,500 scholarship, but so many of them
it helps them out.
Are just so grateful.
Right.
They, it's so wonderful to be able to help them. And so your ticket, it's a $50 ticket. It's a delicious breakfast, a wonderful morning, and it really helps. It goes to that scholarship fund. So you can buy tickets at orovalleychamber.com. Just click on Scholarship Breakfast in the events list, and we hope to see lots of people there.
Yeah, that's already going to be a good crowd, but definitely you have room for some more people.
Yes, we absolutely have room for more people. And
it's a touching breakfast. I mean, you really get to see these people that are trying to better themselves.
Yes.
A lot of them are young people. We've had some people that are a little bit older that are going back to school.
And we have a mom I think she's got like 4 kids maybe, and she's been a realtor and she's trying to go back to school and she's anyway, it's non-traditional. We've got several non-traditional students and several traditional students. And, a lot of them have had a hard go in life. Yeah. And so it's so wonderful.
Yeah, some of them are starting over.
Yes. Yeah. And, we're always accepting scholarship donations as well. Yeah. It's a $1,500 scholarship. If you've wanted to ever give back and you're like, man, I don't know how, I'm passionate about education, but it's a lot of work to get applications and judge them and award the scholarship. So let us handle all of that. And if you want to fund a scholarship, please contact me, Kristen, Kristen, at orovalleychamber.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Kristen, for coming on.
Thank you, Ron.
I always enjoy our time together.
Yeah. Thanks for everything you do.
Thank you. All right. We will be back in just a couple minutes with Southwest Flavor.
In Marana, community isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And at the heart of it all is the Marana Chamber of Commerce. We are building a thriving community through connected business leadership. We start the month bright and early with Marana Mornings, sparking real conversations and connections. We celebrate growing networks at our 4th Tuesday mixers, hosted in exciting spaces. We unite visionaries and leaders at Impact Marana, driving meaningful progress together. We look ahead with Marana Insights, hearing directly from regional voices about what's next for our town. And we serve, through the passion of our board of directors and ambassadors, creating a culture of belonging through service and leadership. Because of our members, we're not just doing more, we're becoming more. Together, we're shaping the future of Marana. We are the Marana Chamber of Commerce.
Looking for a delicious meal or a place to cater your next event? Visit Tucson Tamale Market, located at 7286 North Oracle Road. They're a family-friendly restaurant and market offering authentic tamales and local products. Don't miss their summer bi-weekly specials. Try a new $10.99 meal special every couple weeks. Planning a special event? They've expanded their catering menu and are offering 15% off all catering orders through May 31st. Just use the code GRAD25 at checkout.
Shipping packages is a facet of modern commerce. At Tucson Pack and Ship, we work with major delivery companies to make sure your goods get where they need to go. In addition to shipping, we also offer private mailboxes, notary services, and document shredding. We'll also safely pack your valuable items. Tucson Pack and Ship, Tucson's one-stop packing and shipping source.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
The summer is hot, but you don't have to be hot. Your air conditioner works hard to keep you cool all summer long. Call Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to keep your air conditioner running in tip-top shape for the long, hot summer. Our highly trained technicians will provide peace of mind knowing that you will be comfortable throughout the hot weather. Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, keeping you cool all summer long. 520-492-0748.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
If you ever have water damage or mold, your only call should be to Steamy Concepts.
Yeah, but what if the insurance company says to hire someone else?
Nope, Steamy Concepts works for you and not them.
The internet has tons of options.
No way, you don't gamble with water damage.
But the handyman knows a different guy.
Absolutely not. No way, you just call Steamy Concepts today.
But some companies are cheaper.
And you get what you pay for. You don't want to mess with water damage wannabes.
We're calling Steamy Concepts today.
All right, welcome back. Our next guest is Julie Bonner with Julie Originals. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me this morning.
Oh yeah. We have I've known you probably about 10 years.
Yes.
And I've always admired all your art and everything. Just tell us a little bit about your art and your inspiration.
Sure. My background is like a fine artist. I'm also a graphic designer, and I've lived in Tucson now 22 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I just love it. I love the animals and the landscape and the beautiful colors. And so I try to capture that with my paintings on canvas and then roll those out into a line of art gifts that I sell. And so that's some of the work I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what brought you to Tucson?
Oh, we don't want to talk about those old relationships, do we?
Oh, okay.
But I came from Philly. Talk about a big, change of pace.
Yeah.
And just fell in love with Tucson.
Okay.
And was already, I think I was getting my master's here.
Oh, wow.
And I was in a band, and I was like, do I want to go back to Philly? No. Like, I really loved it here. And also I played tennis. So met a lot of amazing tennis players and just sort of like fit right in. So, yeah. It was really
and you
great.
can play tennis all year round here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Just earlier, like right now, like maybe a little bit earlier or a little bit later, but yeah it's all good.
When we were young, we used to go over to Randolph Park, and in the summer, like after 1 p.m., they would let people go on the tennis courts for free. You wouldn't have to pay.
I
so
wonder
when
why.
we were like teenagers, and it's 110 degrees out there, but we'd play tennis
That's where
out there during the summer.
Our kids are there this morning in camp from 9 to 12. And so I'm like,
cool.
Drink
That's
your water.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Put on your sunscreen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
So that's awesome that you're raising the kids here.
Yes.
And they're in tennis like you.
In tennis. And then our youngest is so excited about marching band next year in high school.
Cool.
And just can't wait. And so is playing trumpet. And I just can't wait to see where that takes him. And he gets to go to band camp this summer.
Oh, cool.
And so he's just so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said you're in a band. What did you play?
I'm a drummer, like
You're a
a
drummer.
rock drummer.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I did not know that about you.
Yeah. I think if I told everyone all the things, they would just be like maybe a little overwhelmed. So, but yeah, I was in a few like alternative rock bands. And then one a while back with my son. And maybe I was just talking to him the other day. I was like, we should find some music because he plays trumpet. I play drums. And so I'm trying to find some cool music we could play together again. Like there's a band like Saint Motel. They're pretty cool. So maybe we'll jam with some new stuff.
That's cool. Now, do you write the music too?
Yeah,
or?
I mean, yeah. So the bands I was in, it was like original music. So like, I write my parts. One of my really good friends, Amy Munoz, is still in a bunch of bands, and she just dropped another amazing album, and I got to design the album like a real record. She pressed a record.
Oh, she did a record.
Yeah, and a CD digipack, and it's really cool. And so that was fun to combine like her amazing music, and then I got to use my design and like creative skills to help her with her like new design of the packaging.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what led you down this path?
In art?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was always an artist. And, at 3, I told my dad I was going to be an artist. And he was a math teacher. And I think he probably freaked out inside and was like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And another funny part is, so not only am I an artist, but I'm actually a teacher. And growing up, both of my parents were teachers.
Oh, okay.
And I always used to say, I'm never going to be a teacher. And maybe kids just say that because they don't want to do what their parents do, I guess.
And not only that, but they kind of rebel against the teachers, when you're growing up.
Yeah. And so it's funny how teaching came back into my life, though. Like around in high school, I started teaching kids tennis. So I taught the kids age 3 to 5 tennis. And then I even tutored a boy in drawing. And like in high school, I got to go to his house. His parents paid me to sit and draw with him.
Oh, wow.
So it's fun when you can combine your passions like that.
Yeah.
So my art with teaching. And then fast forward, I've been teaching at Pima past 4 years, digital arts classes, graphic design. And then in the fall, I'm so excited. I'll be teaching entrepreneurship over at the U of A.
Oh, wow. That is so cool.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
Yeah. How did you get into that?
Into the U of A position.
Yeah, and the entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Honestly, and it's just how I met you was like through networking.
Aha.
And so during the 10 West conference, I ran into the executive director over there, and he mentioned there was some adjunct positions they were looking for. And so I applied and interviewed. And then I'm so excited. I start in the fall in August.
Okay.
And
that's coming up pretty quick.
Yeah, it's coming. Yep, it's coming up. I got the book that they like to teach from, and as well as my own experience running a few different businesses. And so I cannot wait to like help guide their seniors. This is their capstone course.
Okay.
Through the process of entrepreneurship and like coming up with a product or service and like running through all the steps. And at the end, they're pitching. Sort of like you would see on Shark Tank.
Okay.
Now they use video or the short film to pitch to a bunch of judges, and I got to be a judge recently and experience that. So
wow,
I cannot wait.
So they have their business plan, they have their product, and why their product is needed or service is needed.
Yes,
that's really cool.
Yeah, and it was really fun seeing it. I like the idea of the film versus like I'm used to like pitch decks and helping companies with their own pitch decks, but these were like short films. Some of them incorporated humor into them, and so I like laughing. It was like really fun. I was really impressed with their creativity putting that together.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives us a little bit more hope. You know, this next generation is coming in, and they have the ambition and the will to just move forward and either have new things, new products out there. You know, they're not trying to necessarily like reinvent the wheel or whatever. They see the opportunities because there's always opportunities. And as technology is growing and there's other things that come about, and I mean, being in the trades, there's always like little tools and stuff that come out and it's like, why didn't we think of that?
Right?
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we were just on a vacation, just got back. And so I read a new book, though I bought it at the airport, called The Sweaty Startup. And I thought that was it was interesting because it's talking about, like you said, like the trades and the work, and you don't always have to reinvent the wheel, but you can look at what's out there but can you do it? Can you give better customer service?
Yeah.
Can you do it faster?
Can you make your job easier? Is there a little tool that's going to make your job easier?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes in schools, they're taught like they have to have this like super innovative thing that's never been invented yet. And this book sort of flips that and is like, no, there's a million things ways to do something better though, and it doesn't have to be dumping millions of dollars from venture capitalists into like a new tech that may not even work out. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it was pretty good, called The Sweaty Startup.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That was my vacation reading. Go figure.
Is that something that you usually do? Is you read a lot during vacation? Or it depends on where you're at?
I feel like it's a chance to. Otherwise, I'm sort of an audiobook person.
Okay.
But I always tend to lean towards nonfiction. I am always trying to like learn how to do something better.
Yeah.
I love LinkedIn Learning a lot for things, but it was nice to actually read a real book. And I love print. So
so do I.
Yes.
I love to pick up the book and read it.
Yes.
I try to read different things. I'll do nonfiction, but I'll also do fiction.
Yeah.
And just kind of spread it out, kind of open up your mind a little bit, I guess, you know. Because if I'm always focused on one thing, then I kind of get into those trenches and I can't get out.
Right.
But if I read a sci-fi, novel, or and same with watching different shows. I try to watch comedies and sci-fi and drama and crime,
nice.
Just to maybe just get different parts of your mind going.
Yeah, mix it up.
Yeah, mix it up.
I agree. I feel like as a creative, some of my best ideas come from even though I love sketching my ideas onto a sketchbook, it's sometimes when I'm like going on a run, or like how you ride, like going on a ride, and and like your subconscious is like solving problems, and all of a sudden I'm like, if I'm working on a logo per se, I'm like, oh my God, wait, I haven't tried that. And I love that when you have like that, open up that space to just like your brain does that solving, and and you're not doing actually the thing.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. When I'm on rides, so many times I'm like, oh, why didn't I ever ask that person to be a guest? Or, different things. I can ask, for this next interview, I can ask these questions.
Yeah.
The bad thing is sometimes, I have a 3-hour ride, and by the time I get back, I forget the stuff from the first hour.
You need to like talk into the AirPod thing, remind me to,
Right.
Yeah.
And I always have music going on.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's just something that I do when I'm riding.
Yeah.
But riding is the outlet. It's it's therapy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm sure running's the same way with you.
Yeah, running, tennis. My husband and I do love going to stand-up comedy.
Oh, cool.
That's such a release.
Yeah.
So much fun. And we've introduced our kids to a lot of comedy. And so that's been fun, like fun family thing. And even when we travel, we tend to try to see some comedy wherever we go to.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last year, it was last year, I did the improv class over at Unscrewed Theater.
Oh, how was that?
That was cool. It's an 8-week class.
Wow.
Once a week. When I was in the second week, probably about an hour into the class, I'm like, okay, I either need to jump in, both feet, or I need to just leave
or bail.
Yeah, because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're standing there in front of all these people, and they're giving you some direction, but you have to figure it out, and you have to be silly or whatever, and But it was fun. It was a blast.
That's really fun. We just went up to Phoenix, saw Amy Poehler and Tina Fey, and they started out in like improv, and they even brought a little bit of that into their act. So there was some stand up, they did some improv and some other stuff, and it was just like really fun. And and I'm sure with your interviewing people and stuff,
that's the main reason I took it.
Great.
Yeah, and it helps you with your listening skills.
Oh,
yeah, because if you're doing improv with 2 or 3 other people, and if you started, I have to see where you're going with this improv and listen and take your cues and then continue it.
Right.
Yeah, because if I'm on a different page, it's not going to make any sense.
And the audience is like,
Yeah, they're like, what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah. Glad you guys are having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, it is. But it really does help you with your listening skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Have you listened to Tim Ferriss's podcast? He's one of my favorite podcast interviewers.
Okay.
He actually, I feel like that's what he really does is listen. He just listens really well and like digs in, and it's really refreshing to hear that. Then sometimes other podcasts with multiple, I'd say, hosts can sometimes talk over their guest, and that's frustrating.
They want to be heard.
Probably, yeah.
That was one of the things. Christy Simone, who does the Wake Up Show, from 6 to 9, when he was on the radio, and I was on the radio too. And I was asking him like about interview questions and how do you set up interviews? He said, I just listen. And then I take the cues from my guest.
Right.
So, he has a general idea of what he's going to ask.
Yes.
But then he listens and then he just goes off of that.
Yeah. I think that's a big part coming from like a design perspective is that beginning part. People sometimes think as an artist or designer, you just like jump right in and you're like doing this thing. But the big piece in the beginning, and I teach this too, is the sort of like the market research and the questions and really understanding your customer or client.
Yes.
First,
that's huge.
Before beginning work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I could go to you and say, hey, I want a new logo. And you're like, okay, well, I'm going to do this and this and that. And it's like, no, that's nothing of what I wanted.
Yes.
So you interview the person basically.
Yes.
You see what they want, what their vision is.
Yes.
When I first did my logo, because I don't have any kind of artistic.
No.
But that's okay, because I told the person exactly what I wanted.
Right.
And they did it.
Yeah. It's a great collaboration. I think that's part of the fun. I think part of the fun too as a creative is designing stuff or creating stuff for all kinds of industries. As you know, I helped a space tech startup, and but all the way to like I've helped a med spa, people with their branding, and so it really doesn't. It can be really diverse like that, as long as you ask the right questions and really understand not only like what they do, their product services, but like who they're trying to reach.
Yeah,
and then going in and doing that market research and looking who's already out there and figuring out how we differentiate, your brand from them, and so it's really fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun big process. Yeah.
And I guess you kind of have to keep your feelings out of it.
Oh yeah.
because you could think this is the perfect logo and you present it to me and it's like, that's not what I was thinking.
Yes.
That's not what I wanted.
This is a really big part of it, and especially teaching that, for example, at PIMA with students, and we do a lot of group critiques, and it's preparing them for the future of working with clients and getting feedback. And I'd say some clients are more clear with their feedback than others, and so, but that's a skill too, is just like trying to have them dig deeper so you have more clarity about their vision, and so you align. And so as you take that feedback, you work on the next one. But it feels like it'd be very subjective, but you try to bring it back to sort of objectivity and what's the objective we're trying to solve here?
Right. Yeah.
Who are we trying to reach? Does this do that? Right. Versus just like, I like purple, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's more complex, I think, than people realize. But it is really fun and exciting. And then when a client has something that really reflects them and their vision, it's so exciting. And then how happy they are to roll that out into truck wraps and business cards.
Right. You see it out in the world.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really
Very
fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick sponsor break, and we will be back in just a couple minutes with Southwest Flavor.
In Marana, community isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And at the heart of it all is the Marana Chamber of Commerce. We are building a thriving community through connected business leadership. We start the month bright and early with Marana Mornings, sparking real conversations and connections. We celebrate growing networks at our 4th Tuesday mixers, hosted in exciting spaces. We unite visionaries and leaders at Impact Marana, driving meaningful progress together. We look ahead with Marana Insights, hearing directly from regional voices about what's next for our town. And we serve through the passion of our board of directors and ambassadors, creating a culture of belonging through service and leadership. Because of our members, we're not just doing more, we're becoming more. Together, we're shaping the future of Marana. We are the Marana Chamber of Commerce.
Looking for a delicious meal or a place to cater your next event? Visit Tucson Tamale Market, located at 7286 North Oracle Road. They're a family-friendly restaurant and market offering authentic tamales and local products. Don't miss their summer bi-weekly specials. Try a new $10.99 meal special every couple weeks. Planning a special event? They've expanded their catering menu and are offering 15% off all catering orders through May 31st. Just use the code GRAD25 at checkout.
Shipping packages is a facet of modern commerce. At Tucson Pack and Ship, we work with major delivery companies to make sure your goods get where they need to go. In addition to shipping, we also offer private mailboxes, notary services, and document shredding. We'll also safely pack your valuable items. Tucson Pack and Ship, Tucson's one-stop packing and shipping source.
Like heat and air, we're in a state of disrepair.
The summer is hot, but you don't have to be hot. Your air conditioner works hard to keep you cool all summer long. Call Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to keep your air conditioner running in tip-top shape for the long, hot summer. Our highly trained technicians will provide peace of mind knowing that you will be comfortable throughout the hot weather. Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, keeping you cool all summer long. 520-492-0748.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
If you ever have water damage or mold, your only call should be to Steamy Concepts.
Yeah, but what if the insurance company says to hire someone else?
Nope, Steamy Concepts works for you and not them.
The internet has tons of options.
No way, you don't gamble with water damage.
But the handyman knows a different guy.
Absolutely not. No way, you just call Steamy Concepts today.
But some companies are cheaper.
And you get what you pay for. You don't want to mess with water damage wannabes.
We're calling Steamy Concepts today.
All right, we are back talking with Julie Bonner. And we were talking off air a little bit about your workshops that you have upcoming.
Yeah, so I'm going to be a speaker in a workshop coming up for the PRSA, which is Public Relations Society of America.
Ah, okay.
And it's like a PR boot camp. And my section will be talking about design, bringing design in for communicators. And so a lot of the people attending are probably amazing writers and storytellers, and maybe not as experienced with their design.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll be sharing that. If you guys follow me on like LinkedIn or any of the socials at Julie Originals, I'll be sharing the flyers about that, the digital posts.
Right.
It's coming up. I think I don't want to screw up the date, but it's in about a week.
Coming up real soon.
And it's a boot camp. And there's a few other speakers. It sounds really exciting. So I'll be sharing more about
Where's that at?
Sunt Construction.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
they have a big conference room, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm sure, probably. And so I'm looking forward, and some of the things I'll be talking about are sort of design principles, like that I even teach at colleges and stuff for people to keep in mind, some best practices, and like how to make your social posts stand out. And graphics really reflect the quality of like the writing that you do. So that there's that, we kind of say verbal visual synergy, so that your visuals really enhance what you're saying and they don't detract.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Especially in our digital world. I mean, everything, there's digital messages and everything.
Yes. So years ago, I was the art director over at Clear Channel Outdoor, which is like billboards.
Yes.
And so I like to share with the students that back then, I think we said a car, you maybe had 7 seconds maybe to capture attention and like have some kind of branding stick with you. It's really fast. But now in our digital world, brand awareness. Now in the digital world with people scrolling, it's like seconds.
Oh, yeah.
And so keeping that in mind with your graphic design, is it impactful? What am I gathering from this really quickly? Does it catch my attention and I want to learn more? And so, designers in this world, or anyone with small businesses in this world trying to capture attention, it's hard. But understanding like design principles and what works, and I'll show some things that don't work too, because it's always fun to see like what's not working and why. That'll be part of it. Yeah.
And how do people sign up for this class?
I think through the if they go on the PRSA website, but if you follow me too, I'll make sure I can send them links to register for it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a flyer too going around. Yeah.
And then let's talk a little bit about Julie Originals.
Sure. Yeah.
It's julieoriginals.com?
Yeah. julieoriginals.com. I have a whole line of like art gifts that I painted, and my big sellers are my Desert Dwellers flashcards featuring desert animals from A to Z. They're a perfect gift for like the young kids in your life. I feature 26 of my paintings, and there's facts on the back of the Roadrunner and the Gila monster and the Harris Hawk. And so my son inspired me to make those, and you'll find those on my Julie Originals website. I also list my local retailers that I'm in.
Very nice.
And so you can buy them through them or directly through me on my website. So it's really fun.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So you came to the desert, you just fell in love with everything.
Fell in love with the desert, and I just love combining my passion. So painting, education, design, sort of wrapped into one.
Wow, you have so much going on.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. You do too.
Yeah, I do, definitely.
Yeah.
But I was just going to say that we met networking.
Yes.
And I think in Tucson, it seems like Tucson, Southern Arizona, that's kind of how business gets done.
Yes.
And that's how people meet each other. You said that's how you met the people from the U of A also.
Yep. Yeah. And we met through Local First Arizona, which we've been members for a long time at this point. Meeting you and so many other people that have become friends that I do business with, and just
once in a while ride bikes.
Yeah, we ride bikes.
Yeah.
So it's networking, I think is huge, and I hope that I don't think that'll ever go away, and I feel like that's how I built my strongest relationships.
Right. And it is all relationship building.
Yes.
It is. It's something that you have to be consistent with.
Yes.
And you have to be real with.
Yes.
And then you have to back up what you say.
Yes. For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you said that really well.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
You're good at this.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, tell us again how people can get a hold of you or check out your work or your workshops.
Yeah, thanks. I'm on LinkedIn at Julie Marie Bonner. And then through my social media channels, I'm Julie Originals on Instagram, Facebook, are sort of the main places.
Okay.
And my website is julieoriginals.com. If you want to check out my design work, I am under juliebonnerdesign.com. So I sort of separate those just so it's not too overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So you
Very
can see
cool.
some of the work I've done for other small businesses here in Tucson.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for
it
having
was a
me.
pleasure to spend time with you.
Yep, you too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that is another episode of Southwest Flavor. Check us out every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. We'll see you in a couple days.